Hello and welcome to Lich Please, the ultimate interplanar interview for everything going on in the multiverse, or at least everything that's interesting. My name is Phil. Please give a warm welcome to my fellow co-host, Ray.
Hello, Phil. Nice to be joining you once again on the show,
Wonderful.
like I do always,
Wonderful as
because
always.
everyone comes here for me and not you. Let's be honest.
Well, today I do have to say I am quite excited to announce that we got the dead guy. Pardon me, the deceased hero of Oslo who died as a member of the quite valiant party who took down our esteemed colleague Joshua the Fire Giant. Now, I would very warmly like to welcome Rezik the Monk. Please introduce yourself, tell us a little about yourself, and we'll get the interview started, shall we?
Well, thank you for having me. My name's Rizik, as you said. I'm a monk, so I hit stuff. I don't get hit, hopefully. Yeah.
Is
Well,
that all you have to say? Is that all you do?
I'm not the best at talking. I hit stuff.
You're apparently not the best at fighting either, because Joshua killed you.
Yeah, I took him
So-
down. I took him down at the same time, though. I just couldn't get out of the way
Yeah,
fast
but-
enough.
Okay, well, here's the thing. If you manage to kill Joshua, okay, that means Joshua's probably not the best fire giant in the world, because you're kind of like a disgusting little rat. You're just very horrible to look at him. He's tiny. Don't look at me like that, Phil. Okay, look at him.
Ray,
He's
Ray.
absolutely tiny. He's just...
The gentleman is a gnome, not a rat. Please, Rezik, I must apologize.
He's not a gnoblin.
No.
He's a gnome. And we've just been gnomed.
I do apologize, Rezik.
Sorry, that's a dead joke.
That's all right.
I resent that
Sorry.
pun, Ray. Truly.
Sorry.
That said, Rezik, I do have to ask, what is it that led you to run straight into a fray against a fire giant? Being a gnome yourself, it must have been quite daunting to take on such a, well, massive creature compared to yourself.
You see, it's not really size that matters. It's how you put your skills to use. So, for me, I've been training all my life to fight. So when I see a challenge, I just like to go for it, and everyone else in the party was going for it as well, so I thought, hey, we can do this.
And you failed.
I
Well done.
succeeded.
You failed.
I succeeded.
You failed. You're dead.
For such a valiant hero, I do believe stopping the threat is considered a success, even at the cost of his own life.
I
Correct.
don't think so.
Yes, I
You'll-
won the fight, I just died after, so I succeeded.
You'll forgive
Everyone who
us.
dies is a loser.
Ray. You'll forgive us. Ray and I come from the other side of the fence on this. We are often the ones responsible for those heroes' valiant sacrifices. So we really must sort of bend our heads around the topic, I guess.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
That said, Rezik, you say you've been trained your entire life to fight. Can you give us a few details as to what sort of training it was? Where you were brought up, for example?
Well, most of the time it was, again, hitting stuff, focusing on dodging, getting out of the way, kind of training ourselves.
Can I just ask a question really quickly?
Yep, sure.
Did the training involve you getting hit in the head multiple times?
Not the head, nope.
Because based on how you talk, it sure sounds like it did. It did.
This coming from the beholder who sounds like he spent too much time around a fire elemental.
The training...
Excuse me, it's a glandular condition in my throat.
You don't have a throat.
You don't have a throat.
Of course not, I have a spine. I am a skeleton. Now,
Yeah, how are you even talking?
magic. Now, Rezik, please do continue about your training.
I was trained to something called the Drunken Master. So a lot of time I was getting drunk. Really drunk. Kinda-
Really?
Yes, it helps. It really helps if you know how to handle it.
That is quite impressive. Being able to fight while inebriated, especially with such a small form as yourself, I imagine it doesn't take quite as much to get into the cups.
Oh, you'd be surprised. No, you're right. Yeah,
That is very, very not nice thing to say, Phil.
no.
I'm sure he can take a lot of punishment. It took an entire fire giant to kill him.
That is true.
Although, to be fair, it was a pretty useless fire giant. No offense, Josh. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job right now. But let's be honest, you died to a pretty useless fire giant. So
I'm not gonna keep pushing the point because it just seems to be getting old at this point. But I won.
like Phil's mother.
Ray,
Sorry.
we've talked about this before on the show. You turned
sorry.
my mother into a
Sorry.
slime.
Sorry.
She can't age anymore currently. She is a puppet.
I'm just, maybe we should just continue the interview.
Now, Rezik,
Keep it rolling.
you mentioned that you've been trained to fight as a drunken master. That is quite impressive, to be quite honest. How is it you came to know your party?
Well, it's kind of the classic story. A bunch of people meet up in a bar. Everything goes horribly wrong. And then they travel together.
How long were you traveling together? Had you just met at the bar? We do know this incident took place outside of the Manic Tankard, after all.
We had just met one of our members. I believe the Tiefling Barbarian. He had been at the bar. The rest of us been traveling together for about a month.
Alright, that is good to know. So, you pick up one new member at a bar, a fire giant attacks, and unfortunately it seems they traded a monk for a barbarian.
Yeah. Yep.
However, now that you've been brought back to life, so to speak, by yours truly, I must ask, what exactly do you plan to do with yourself upon leaving the yawning portal?
Not really sure. If I can find my party, maybe go back to them, but I don't really know if I want to die again, so maybe be a bit more careful this time.
That is understandable. Ray?
Yes, Philip.
We still have an opening as part of the security team, do we not?
I'm eye-palming right now.
Ray, come on.
I know the viewers can't see that, or the listeners can't see that, but I'm eye-palming.
We know he's
right now.
We know
or
he's good at
face eyeing.
We already know he's good at dealing with threats. He's worked with Joshua before. He's almost a perfect.
Worked with Joshua is a bit of a loose term.
I don't know if that's a proper.
In this scenario, he fought and killed him, and you want to put them on the same.
That is entirely a part of the hero-villain
security
dynamic.
Team.
That's how you build a good story and a good adventure, after all.
I thought you wanted us to be, have a safe, secure environment.
And I think a man who is quite good at immobilizing and dealing with threats would be a perfect addition to that environment, don't you?
I mean, sure, but potentially not putting him in the same team as the creature who killed him and who he also killed.
No,
that's like a kill trade.
That evens it out, though. We're good now. No vengeance. We killed each other.
If someone killed me even once, even if I killed them, I'd ask Phil to resurrect them so that I could kill them 1,000 more times. Yes. But that's just me.
You're very
angry. I feel like a lot of people have that same mindset.
He is. He's seeing someone for it. I promise you.
Don't make those. Just stop it. Okay, stop it.
Anyways, Rezik, I must ask. Would you be interested in a position with the Lich Please crew as a member of the security?
I mean, yeah, sure. I don't really have anywhere else to go. I doubt I'll even find the party.
Oh,
I will warn you,
nine
the pay
hells.
is terrible, but because we work
What
out of
did
the
I do
awning
to
portal,
deserve
we
this
do
pain and
occasionally
torture?
get free drinks as a side perk.
Oh,
I do like drinks.
I thought you might.
why are we doing this?
Now, if you'll please just sign this contract for me, and
Oh,
we'll
this is
get
the
this
worst
all said
decision
and
we've ever
done.
made.
There you go.
Oh,
Much appreciated. Well,
awesome. He works for us now.
yes, he does. Now,
Ugh.
I'll say this is where we're going to conclude the interview for the evening. Welcome to the team, Rezik. I'm so glad we can have you. And
This is the worst.
certainly thank you for signing your contract so quickly. Now,
You just signed your soul away. I hope you realize that.
oh, please, Ray, I don't do that anymore. You know me.
Oh, I do know you, and that's why he just signed the soul away. He didn't read the fine print that only I can see. Because I'm a beholder, and I have 11 eyes that can focus on the fine print that gnomes can't do.
Anyways, as I said, welcome to the team. You'll get your first paycheck by the end of the week, I promise you. Thank you so much. Now, I must say, this has been a wonderful interview, Rezik. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for joining our team so gracefully.
Thank you for having me.
It'll be a pleasure to work with you from this point on. Now, if you please, do go introduce yourself to Joshua, and he can get you situated.
Okay.
Wonderful. Now, for all of you listening out there in the multiverse, I do hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will see you back next week. Ta-ta.
Also, there's a beholder looking for new work in case anyone's hiring.
Ray, no one else would hire someone convicted of disintegrating a fellow creature.
I'm sure there are people who would happily require a beholder to defend their dungeon. You know, it's not just dragons that do it.
Ray, do you remember the time you dungeon sat for my cousin Acererak, and how well that turned out?
No, I don't. Because it never happened.
No, because I modified
right?
your memory.
It never happened.
Hmm.
Didn't happen. Never happened. Nothing went wrong. I'm the best beholder there is.
There's a reason the Tomb of Annihilation required certain renovations for a few centuries. Now, as I was
know
saying,
what you're talking about.
Thank you for listening, everyone, and we will see you back next week. Bye-bye.